Alright, this is Crota giving you part 2 of a replay, probably a 5-part replay between AAA and Surrey Cast. We had the Mountain King last surrounded, and it looks as though he's going to go ahead and try to take down that final additional unit, but that Mountain King is not going to be able to survive this for very long. Level 2 Demon Hunter now is going to go in as well. So yellow now trying to take off some slow units, and it looks as though those units are going to be force the green player to run away. Green is going to go ahead and try to perhaps pick up a Goblin Zeppelin. Not sure. Yes, picks up a Goblin Zeppelin. Now going to go ahead and pick up those units who are now going to go ahead and run away. While that Demon Hunter is doing a very good job getting picked up and dropped, taking out those footmen. Wow, very nice job, and just taking down those units. Very, very nicely done, but it is going to go ahead and get stuck a little bit in the back here, and the Goblin Zeppelin is going to go ahead and pick up his units, and is he going to go ahead and try to do a drop? I'm not sure. Meanwhile, we do have the Archmage being resurrected. We had a Staff of Preservation on the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now buys another Staff of Preservation and is going to go ahead and heal as well. Now we do have the Goblin Zeppelin coming in. Oh, Goblin Zeppelin quickly drops down, going after a couple units. If he's not careful, that Demon Hunter is going to take a good amount of damage. Goblin Zeppelin now trying to fly and run away. Drops a couple more units. Very nice. This harass is just very, very potent right now, as the yellow human player does not have any heroes. Meanwhile, we have a Death Knight now coming in on Vince's base and is going to go ahead and surround a Dryad. So very nice. Oh, very nice Staff of Preservation to try to take out some units. And it looks as though that Demon Hunter, they had a nice surround on him, but now they're going after those ghouls instead, with those Dryads now slowing some damage down. Very nicely done. Looks at those one ghoul is going to go down. Is another ghoul? Yeah, it's going to be like a total of 3 ghouls, it looks like. Perhaps even 4 ghouls if he's not careful. So down goes another ghoul, and one more ghoul is going to go down as well. So the Demon Hunter is able to go ahead and run away. Death Knight now trying to run away. Okay. Death Knight now trying to run away. Sorry, there's some people at my house and it threw me a little bit off. We have the Archmage now coming in trying to go ahead and trying to creep out this expansion. And no Mountain King yet. So Mountain King perhaps being resurrected. Just being resurrected. There are a couple of sorcerers outside the base. And going ahead and trying to take out this. It picks up a Boots of Speed on that Archmage. Archmage is now doing a good job. Perhaps they'll go ahead and set up an expansion with this to try to get a little bit more of an advantage. We do have an Ancient of Protector being built up in the back and an additional Ancient of Lore. So 2 AOWs and an Ancient of Lore. It looks as though the Undead player wants to go ahead and continue to pressure. Meanwhile, we have a drop into the into the base of Triple H. Into the yellow, we have an Archmage, or Demon Hunter now. Potion of Invulnerability units coming back in. And Mountain King quickly picks up the Demon Hunter as the Demon Hunter is, that Zeppelin is going to take some good damage if he's not careful. That Zeppelin is going to go down. No way to scan up to the top, and even with the Water Elemental, who would have done a very, very large amount of damage. We do have a low hit point Huntress sitting in the base at this time. Meanwhile, we do have a Potion of Invulnerability used on the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter is currently surrounded. Does a mana burn on the Death Knight. Gets to level 3, taking down a lot of units. A Lich is going to go down. Wow, that surround backfires into the face. I mean, we have an Ancient of Lore trying to pick up and do some damage on the Death Knight. Death Knight forced to run away. Meanwhile, back here over at the expansion, the Huntresses are now dropping down, doing a lot of damage, trying to disrupt this expansion attempt going up. We do have slow on the is the Goblin Zeppelin going to be able to stick around and pick up units? Not sure at this point. Goblin Zeppelin down to 100 and some few hit points. Able to pick up 2 more units. Going to go ahead and take out the skeletal minions. And wow, just a lot going on in this game. We do have an Ancient of Protector, 2 Ancient of Protectors and an Ancient of Lore being built in the back of the base. So 2 AOWs and 2 Ancient of Lores. Now we have another drop back on the on the main base between that expansion. That Demon Hunter taking a lot of damage, not being able to get a lot of mana burns in. Meanwhile, we have the Archmage now coming in back in. Mountain King, still nowhere to be seen at this point. Demon Hunter is down to 46 hit points, 48 hit points. Is going to go ahead and force to do a teleportation. But AAA does have an expansion up and running, so that is not going to hurt too bad. Unfortunately, I don't think that the yellow team knows that Cast has an expansion as well, and 2 Ancient of Wars in the back. So Cast having a lot of Ancient of Wars, 4 Ancient of Wars. That is a very, very large number right now. But those Ancient of Wars may just be there for more protection's sake than anything else. Coming in, we have the Undead player currently sitting at level 4 on his Death Knight. Level 1 on his Lich has an Orbital Corruption for that nasty -5 armor. Meanwhile, we have the Dryads now going in and trying to push back in, trying to take down some units. A lot of slow on Cass's units, so Cass has got to be careful in this particular fight. Meanwhile, we have The Mountain King now trying to get up to level 2 very quickly. They're trying to take down this expansion, gets a nice strength of Toma strength +2, and we have three goblin or three obsidian statues now coming in. It looks as though the undead player wants to try to do some creep jacking, and looks as they're going to make a beeline for a move for that expansion attempt. So that expansion really playing into a big part, trying to make sure that they don't have too much of an economic advantage. But it looks as though the entire yellow army is going to go ahead and try to teleport in and save this. So here we have the teleportation, and we're going to have a forcing of a teleportation in the back. Nice clap doing a lot of damage, but unable to kill any units. So so far so good for both players. Cast able sitting at 50 over 50. So yes, this is a definite feed strategy, not a tree of ages. Perhaps maybe just to get an additional hero, but still sitting at 50 over 50, probably dumping a lot of gold over to the Surrey. Surrey is currently at 1,600 gold and still collecting it. Trying to build some additional units. Perhaps we'll see some more frost worms. Meanwhile, we have an Ancient of War, or Tree of Life being built by Yellow. Yellow's the Yellow Night Elf player. We do have bears in play as well. So this is going to be a very, very long teched out game. And we do have a roar coming in, and now we have very, very slow dryads now trying to come in, trying to take out some units. And although very nicely done, but it looks as though the huntresses are going to go ahead and hide. So one huntress does go down. Tree of Life, we have a reveal, and that huntress is going to get slowed down and fall down as well. Mountain King now gets to level 3. Very nice. That bolt is going to play a huge part. We have destroyers coming in, trying to take out that blacksmith. Blacksmith is going to be able to stay up in play, as it is now currently sitting, has been completed, and we're building workshops. So those workshops are most likely going to be building flying machines as well. Now, with the length of this game, I haven't seen this game yet, but maybe we are going to go to see an expansion attempt into these red corner maps. Very, very often are they used, but it may actually be a possibility at this time. We do have another Goblin Zeppelin being built by Green, with a Goblin Shredder as well. So that Goblin Shredder, a very good mechanical unit, and basically doing as much or more damage than a Knight. And we have destroyers coming in as well. So those destroyers are going to go ahead and try to devour some magic. Now they have some mana, regenerating some hit points, a nice death coil to save an additional unit. And this is a 2v1 battle at this point, so this is really bad. Nice clap to be able to do a lot of damage to a lot of those units. And we have a nice teleport coming in from Yellow's Night Elf partner. So those we do have a lot of units going down, and it looks as though Yellow was able to thwart this attempt. So green and yellow still trying to really feel each other out. There is a Goblin Zeppelin. The Goblin Zeppelin is most likely going to drop into the back of the base here to try to harass this. No, where's that Zeppelin going? Okay, the Zeppelin is now going to go ahead and drop and trying to do some damage. Those towers, that Huntress is taking a lot of damage if he's not careful. Now focusing down the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter is now getting drained of mana very quickly, but there are some units going down relatively quickly as well. And it looks as though, meanwhile, we have the Death Knight going ahead and trying to take out those units as well. And we have a flying machine coming in. The Demon Hunter is pretty much out of mana at this point. No mining from this particular gold mine at all. Meanwhile, this might be a trading of expansions here. Cast may lose his green expansion here. The Goblin Shredder is now trying to run to the back. Those Wisps are taking a lot of damage. No Huntresses for those mounts, but they're being focused down by those units. We have two Ancient of Protectors, so it looks as though we have a Hippogriff now coming. Yellow Hippogriff trying to come in. Not really able to do anything, perhaps trying to take out that Goblin Zeppelin. And it looks as though this expansion is going to go down, as there is a much larger army here. Those bears doing a very good job. But now we do have a drop coming in from AAA's onto the main base here, and I'm going to go ahead and pause this replay. Stay tuned for part 3 of this replay.